could just say like, oh no, it looks that way because it's like natural light, you know. It's like you said, you know, it's an illusion anyway, isn't it? Quick aside, do you know the flag of the Isle of Man?
Oh man, I'm thinking of like
exactly. Very good.
I'm thinking of 3 boots arranged in like a triangle.
Okay, get it up. Have a look. Now, for someone who is unfamiliar completely with the Isle of Man and its admittedly quite unique flag, what do you think someone might confuse that with?
A swastika, maybe. Like a tristica from a distance.
Okay. Right, well, that's exactly what happened.
No,
seriously, this story is mad. That's exactly what happened at the 2006 World Cup in Germany.
No.
Okay.
What?
Where obviously, I mean, flying a Nazi flag anywhere isn't going to be a good idea, but particularly in Germany, a fan from, well, I assume from the Isle of Man, but obviously supporting England, so I'd imagine, brought that flag to the stadium and was arrested briefly for having it.
Okay, this is ridiculous.
So David Cowley, 23 at the time, unfurls the 3 legs of man ahead of an England group match in Nuremberg.
Oh man.
But was ordered to take it down by stewards.
What?
Okay, so he wasn't arrested. The flag was then confiscated and he was questioned by police.
Oh, what?
It says, so Mr. Cowley from Douglas, which is the capital of the Isle of Man, was released after explaining himself to an English-speaking police officer. So I can just imagine, like, he's trying to, it's like, there's sort of like a language barrier, and he's like, no, honestly, like, it's this is the flag of my country. Honestly, this is the flag of my country.
Das ist ein Swastika. Das ist nicht. Das ist verboten. Was machst du?
Oh man.
I imagine. Okay, this is so ridiculous. This is the stupidest thing ever. Because the only way that before I would have believed this story was if he had flown it in another country and the stupid police from this other country thought that it was a swastika. But the fact this happened in Germany makes it so much more stupid because it clearly isn't a swastika. And what year was this, did you say? Was this in the 66?
This is 2006.
Okay.
So, like, obviously, you know, fairly recent in terms of World Cup, I suppose.
I can't believe that. I honestly can't believe. Like, I get why someone who isn't German but knows about the swastika might see that and be like, oh yeah, that's a swastika. But it's so different. Since I moved to Germany, I was looking up like the legality of the swastika, and you may use
just for research purposes, I assume.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Because the main reason actually was because I was watching The Boys, the Amazon show The Boys,
right.
on the train, and there's a bunch of scenes in that in the second series where they show like swastikas, and because I was watching it on the train, I thought if someone behind me sees me watching this, is that a problem?
I wouldn't have thought
and I
so.
thought, probably not, but like, I don't know. Like, is it illegal to like show the image in public? You know, so I looked it up. Essentially, the swastika is allowed to be shown in TV series and films and books, like because it's about showing it in art. Like you can make like Downfall is a German movie made in
great movie.
When is it? Like the 90s or early 2000s? I can't remember.
I think it's 2004.
But that film has a swastika in it. They were allowed to show that in a film because it's an artistic piece.
Yeah.
However, video games are not covered by this. Very interesting, right? Like there's loads of video games that have the swastika in it, like Call of Duty World War II, Wolfenstein, any video game set in World War II. If those video games are released on Steam or any other distributor in Germany, they have to replace that symbol with another one.
Right.
It's really interesting. And I don't own many games about World War II, but I do own one, and they replace it with just the Wehrmacht army flag.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether I think what it is, it's just a missing gap of legislation that the government of Germany just never filled in. because there's no reason why games should be exempt from that artistic license. Although, I don't know, what do you think?
Maybe there's a thing of like video games, and this isn't a slight against anyone, but like are more likely to be accessed by people of a younger or more susceptible mindset, possibly. You know, I mean, imagine, obviously, you know, games have got ratings on them, but, you know, like all the kids play Call of Duty and stuff, don't they? And it's like, if they don't know enough about the history, then they'll be like, oh yeah, that's, you know, I'm going to get that cool symbol from Call of Duty tattooed on me or whatever.
That's a cool flag.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, okay, so let's link from flags that are literally representative of evil, and let's look at some flags that are not evil because they represent that, but they're just bad. They're just bad flags.
Okay, yeah.
And this might be a point of contention or like maybe difference, because I think there's some flags that I would consider like an optical headache, but you would probably consider actually very good. I'm thinking of one. Is it the Massachusetts state flag? Or no, Maryland.
Oh, my word. I don't even know how you knew that I would love that flag so much.
I think we talked about it before, but...
Yeah.
So I'm just going to get it up so I can have a look at it in all its horribleness.
It's a horrible flag. It's disgusting, but it's brilliant. It looks amazing. As a coat of arms, it looks amazing. Looks beautiful.
Yeah, the one with the leopards on either side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks all right. I think it's probably one of those that doesn't quite translate well to a flag. But I tell you, the more I look at it, actually, the more I sort of think, oh, maybe it is all right, to be honest.
That's the thing about the Maryland flag. It gets you. I mean, they said on one of my favorite podcasts was the Hello Internet podcast. It ended about 10 years ago, but they talked about flags all the time.
Yeah.
And CGP Grey would often say the Maryland flag is so disgusting that it wraps around like a game of Pac-Man to like the other end, and it becomes amazing again.
Yeah, maybe it does.
I don't know. I don't know if I follow that logic, but
so there are certain rules with flag design. In fact, we were going to get on that from before, weren't we? So there's always there's basics in flag design. It should be simply made so that it can be reproduced and drawn by children, right? Yeah. It shouldn't have writing on it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, maybe right. So I mean, you're the vexillologist of the two of us, I'd probably say.
I was gonna start this podcast by saying that you're the vexillologist of the two of us.
Well, that means we're either equally good or equally bad.
I believe so.
Okay, so why shouldn't you use writing on a flag?
Because your flag should convey its message alone. You shouldn't have to... France's flag would lose its power if instead of being blue, white...
just had France written on it.
Yeah, you say that, but there's a surprising number of national flags that say the name of the country on the flag, which is like...
Well, right. Well, hang on. If you've got an example, because I know there's various flags with writing on, and I know there's I think there's two flags with like the outline of the country on it. I think there's like Cyprus and Kosovo, isn't there?
Yes,
they have like a picture of the country.
Right. Let me think. Because again, through this thing that I wanted to show you, I found a bunch of disgusting flags across the world, and many of them had writing on them.
let's get into that in a second then. What I was going to say about, so with the writing, I mean, what you've said is like that's the best answer. Essentially, it's like your flag should say what it wants to with the flag itself. But there's also practical considerations, because if you have writing on a flag, then you might misread that writing at a distance, first of all. You might misread it as the flag flies in the wind, because obviously, unless it's like a perfectly flat piece, it's not going to be very good for reading. But also, if the flag then flies, so you're seeing the reverse of the flag, you've then got the writing backwards. And you're not supposed to have really like a reverse of... Although some flags do, actually. Do you know about... There is one national flag which has a different reverse to its obverse.
Oh, you mean like it's printed on one side differently to the other one?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I didn't know about this.
Yeah, there is one. It's the flag of Paraguay.
It looks pretty simple to me. Oh, it's got that crest in the middle, right?
Yeah.
It's disgusting little teeny tiny... It says...
So just a brief...
República del Paraguay. Otherwise, it would just be the Russian flag, but it doesn't.
No, it's not. That's not the Russian flag. if it wasn't. It'd be the flag of the Netherlands, I think.
Okay, yeah. One of those other tricolor flags, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Can we just say at this point, we're not out to offend anyone, obviously. If we have comments about your flag, it is literally just about the design of said flag. And
I'm up to offend people. I don't give a shit. This flag is terrible. It's awful.
It's not awful. I don't think it's right. If he's saying like writing isn't allowed, and like obviously crests aren't, you shouldn't put a coat of arms on a flag because again, it's just too complex. You can't really see it properly at a distance, and it's hard to replicate that flag. But apart from that, like it's fine, isn't it? It's like C tier, you know. It's not great.
I've just seen the other side of the flag. What is this?
Paz. Wait, what is that?
It's a fez on a stick. What?
Okay, well, you've got. I mean, it's a good motto, you know. Paz y justicia.
What does it mean?
Which
peace and justice.
Peace and justice. I'd imagine.
Okay.
And in Latin America, they say paz when they wouldn't say path.
Yes.
So I think I'm right in that. Yeah, I mean that's it's good values, peace and justice. Right? Is it right? What is that red thing though? Maybe it will say.
I don't know, but there's so many flags in South America that have that little hat.
Right. Okay. So it's a yellow lion below, or really it's probably gold, below a red Phrygian cap, also known as a Thracian cap, which is associated in antiquity with several peoples in Eastern Europe, Anatolia, and Asia. Wow, that's quite a... They didn't function originally as liberty caps, but they came to signify freedom and the pursuit of liberty, first in the American Revolution, then in the French Revolution, particularly as a symbol of Jacobinism.
Okay, that's interesting.
Jacobinism. Is that the same as like the Jacobites in the UK?
I believe so, yeah. I'm just going to confidently say that and then just assume that I'm right.
No, right, that's different. A Jacobin was French Revolution. But anyway, yeah, the flag of Paris, that's interesting because it's got a different reverse, you know? And again, most flags don't do that. There is another really interesting flag that means something different if it's upside down. We were talking earlier about the fact that if you do a flag upside down, it means distress, which I guess in a way this one does as well. But the flag of the Philippines... Have you ever seen the flag of the Philippines?
Have I ever heard of the Philippines?
Well, have you heard of the Philippines? You know what their flag is? You know, it's actually very similar to the Czech flag, but with more symbols on it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I couldn't tell you this was the flag, but yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Okay. Now, see, you've got the blue bar at the top and the red bar at the bottom. Now,
wait, I've been redirected to a page with a 404 error. I need to find a Wikipedia version of it.
Yeah, just use Wikipedia, it's fine.
Yes.
Now, everyone that tells me that you shouldn't use Wikipedia doesn't know how to use Wikipedia properly.
See, Wikipedia, back when you and I were children, that was like the ChatGPT of our age.
Yeah.
So, now I get it.
But the thing is, though, because people always tell, again, like working in education, people are like, oh, yeah, don't use Wikipedia because anyone can edit it. It's like, yeah, well, that's how the entire fucking internet works. Like, anyone can do anything.
Anyone could just write an encyclopedia and publish it and call it the British Encyclopedia.
They could, and they have, in fact. Although they've probably got more mandate to do so if they're actually official. But what I mean is, like, if you're reading a Wikipedia article, you can tell pretty quickly if it's been written properly, first of all.
Yeah.
And if it's got actual sources, you know. I mean, obviously, yeah, fine. Like, you see something that's like, oh, I'm not sure about that. Follow the source. That's what you're supposed to do. That's how academic research works, you know.
That's what I say every time is, hey, guess what? You can literally click on the fucking number next to the thing that they've said, and it will take you to how they know that it's true. It's... That's how Wikipedia works.
Anyway, according to Wikipedia...
I'm looking at the flag now.
Okay, right. So if that flag is turned upside down, i.e. having the red on top and the blue on the bottom, that means that the Philippines is in a state of war.
Oh, okay.
In wartime, the Philippine flag is supposed to be flown upside down.
Okay.
I don't know if they call it upside down. They might have a different sort of like name for it. But again... that has also created certain, let's say, faux pas. Faux pas. Is that singular or plural?
I don't know.
Problems. It's created certain problems in the news, well, in real life.
It's similar to that time when, was it the South Korean flag was flown for the North Korean team in one of the Olympics?
Yeah.
Which is supremely offensive to whichever team it was. Actually, it must have been the North Koreans. Because does North Korea even participate in the Olympics?
I think it must do, surely.
I thought they had their own Olympics where they just win every time. We're the best. All the other teams are terrible.
I think what they do is they put out fake news stories that cover their victories. That
maybe,
didn't happen. Like they beat Brazil like 8-0 in the Football World Cup or something. Okay, well, there's another category I want to explore. In fact, is this a good time to bring your data thing in here? Because we want to do like good flags, bad flags.
It could be. Okay, so I've done something a bit weird, right?
Shock.
I'm no vexillologist.
Hey, don't bring yourself down. We're all vexillologists, you know.
We're all vexillologists.
We've all got it within us.
I'm not an expert in vexillology. I'm not an expert in flags. We never actually said that, by the way, to the listeners, that vexillology is the study of flags. So I'm no study of flags expert, but what I am is a data analyst. So what I did was I downloaded every national flag and I have categorized the colors within them into data charts. So I'm going to show you some.
Okay.
If I may.
Please do.
So the first image I have to show you is, what is the distribution of the number of distinct colors on a nation's flag? Like, how many nations have 2 colors on their flag? How many have 3 on their flag? That's the first analysis I have to show you, which looks like this. Ignore the fact that it says fruit inventory at the
What does that mean?
Well, I was really rushing. I did this about 5 minutes before we started recording, and the default graph title is fruit inventory.
Right.
So just but you can see that there's like a positively skewed distribution of the number of colors on flags. So that's interesting.
Yeah, that is pretty, because so like obviously most flags have 3 colors.
Yes.
Because that's like, and again, that's probably like the best thing for it, because again, you want simplicity with some symbolism, but not too much, because you don't want to overcomplicate things. You want to just express your values or your history or whatever else, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Now, interesting, if we did this back in 2010, I want to say, there would be a tiny little bar for 1 as well, right?
Yes, that's true. Libya. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got confused about that, because when I pulled all the data out, I was like, wait, where's the 1? I swear there was 1. And yeah, Libya changed their flag. Do you say 2010? I'm not sure.
Right, so I think it was 2011. I think it was after like Gaddafi, all that sort of stuff.
The next visualization is, and before I show this, it will take a bit of explaining. Mm-hmm. I took the 3 most popular colors, which are red, blue, and green for the flags. Yeah. And I converted the flag's color into a hue. So if they were dark, I brought them all the way up to the maximum saturation. I normalized all the flag's colors, and I've plotted all of these colors on a spectrum so that you can see which shades of green are used the most often, or which shades of blue are used the most often. So here is that visualization. And I think this tells a fairly interesting story. So the reds are fairly evenly grouped. To put this into a context, for each of the graphs, on the red, on the left-hand side, you've got the purpliest reds, and on the right-hand side, you've got the orangiest reds.
Okay.
And for the greens, you've got the orangiest greens going up to the bluest greens, and then the greenest blues up to the bluest blues. So
some of those blues look pretty green, to be honest.
Yes, they do, but they're not. They're blue.
Okay.
Some of the greens look quite yellow, but yeah, they're just about green. I used some like really weird algorithms to actually determine what color a flag is. And it might not be entirely accurate, but this is as good as I can get it. So you can see that like most of the reds that are used are clumped pretty evenly.
So it's like a good solid red. Like that's what most people would think of as red.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the greens are kind of all over the place. And the blues, I had a hypothesis about the blues that I was wrong about. I thought the blues would be a U-shaped distribution because a lot of languages have got two different words for the
Yeah, I was literally thinking about this.
Yeah.
Well, or in fact, actually, lots of them have the same words to cover blue and green.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I thought there'd be like a lot of cultures that would have a flag where the blue was like more of a green blue. But blue is a negatively skewed distribution, as you can see here, which skews more towards blue. But by far and away, green is the one that has the most diversity of shades, which is also interesting. So that's that. I've got one more. This one is
before you move away from that. I don't know if you're going to cover this in another one, but like looking at the colors that are least used, purple and orange, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's true. There's one national flag which is orange. Purple.
Yeah, which is
Dominica.
Yeah, and it's like a tiny little bit, isn't it? Tell me, if you can, why purple isn't really used in flags, apart from that one example.
I think this is true to say. Purple is the most expensive dye color.
Yeah, I think that's pretty right.
It also explains why red is used most often. I'm not sure if you were about to say that.
Well, that's one of the things I was going to say. Yeah, it's like red's quite a cheap, which is, again, why like the British had like red coats. It was like, quite a cheap thing to reproduce en masse. The way that you get purple dye is very, very hard in nature. Like most things you can do with plants or, sort of like quite readily available things. Purple dye comes from like a sea snail or something.
Yeah, I believe so. At least back in the old days, in medieval times.
Yeah, and obviously, like, you consider the fact that flags, have had to represent things for often quite a long time. Right, Tyrian purple. Right, and this is interesting here. So also known as royal purple, or imperial dye, secreted by several species of predatory sea snails, rock snails, originally known by the name murex. In ancient times, extracting this dye involved tens of thousands of snails and substantial labour.
Oh, man.
And as a result, the dye was highly valued.
That's interesting. Okay, yeah, I didn't realize it was that.
There's stories about, so Julius Caesar, right? Okay, here's one that'll catch you out, right? Who was Julius Caesar?
He was Emperor of Rome.
Wrong.
Oh, no.
If we were on QI right now, we'd be like, but in a way, you're sort of basically he was, the last sort of leader of the Republic of Rome. So before the Empire, I mean, think of it like Star Wars, it's like before the days of the Empire, okay? Like he technically wasn't an emperor, but he essentially did the role of emperor. He basically ruled over, provinces and stuff, But what he did, essentially, he turned himself into a dictator, okay? Which is like one of the reasons why he was assassinated. But what he did is he used to wear purple clothing quite a lot. And people didn't really like that because purple was obviously very expensive for one thing, but it also represented like kingship or like overlordship. It was like, I'm not just like a consul. We're not going to rule Rome like, in a democratic sort of way. Like I am big cheese.
Okay, yeah.
So the fact he wore purple was like a symbol of that dictatorship, and obviously, why he was assassinated.
That's really interesting. Okay, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that explains why, because most national flags have been the national flag of that country for a long time. Like you were talking about how England as a flag is very uninspiring. I think that the older the flag is, the more likely it is to be uninspiring because it's one of the first. And it's just like, right, what do we have the materials to do? Let's just fucking slap a cross on it. Yeah, like red cross, white background, that'll do. Like there's no other countries. So
yeah, maybe.
I'm kidding, but
right. It's interesting you say it because there's one of the first. Because again, like flags have sort of always been around, but like the image of a flag we have nowadays is like a flag that you hang from a pole that flies in the wind. That has had some evolution because you can't really hang cloth flags, or well, I don't want to say cloth, like basically the materials that you would have had to use, like in the Roman times, like for the vexillum, okay, which is where we get the word vexillology from, obviously. It was a cloth thing, quite a heavy thing, and it wouldn't fly in the wind. It was like attached to a pole, essentially, like a standard. Not attached so it could fly. It was attached like a poster almost. But it was only with silk and the development of silk from China that flags actually could be flown as they are today.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So the idea, like obviously symbols have always been around, but like you're unlikely to get like flags from before, I want to say sort of Middle Ages. So a lot of the First Nation flags, I think Denmark's supposed to be the oldest, in fact, isn't it? And that's sort of like 12th century. But before that, so you had like in the Anglo-Saxon times, you had the flag of Northumberland, or Northumbria, sorry, which covers the sort of like the northern England region and parts of southern Scotland today. That's supposed to be one of the oldest sort of kingdom flags, and it looks like shit. Can you search for it now? Northumbria flag.
This one?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So obviously you got the hoist on the left-hand side. I don't know what it is about. It's like the fact that it starts with the yellow and ends with the red. I don't like it.
It's
and then
horrid.
you've also got the modern flag of Northumberland, which is a sort of like it was a historic county, I think, in again northern England, which is the one you're looking at now.
This one.
Yeah, which again,
that's even worse.
Yeah, it's just not great, is it?
It looks like a gear stick in a car.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, like a gear shift pattern. Okay, so that could be on the list of like bad flags, but obviously doesn't really exist as a national one anymore. Right. What about so I had an idea for a category like most improved flags. Now, the flag of Libya, as you've mentioned earlier, I think that's a great contender for most improved because as it was literally just a green field. But the new flag of Libya, actually, I think is a very good design.
Yeah, I agree. It is a good design. Yeah.
In fact, they've had a few different ones. So I'm looking now. I think, in fact, the new one they've got is actually a reselection of a flag they had earlier from, I think it says 1951 to 69. And then they had another one afterwards, which looks like the German Empire flag. And then one after that, which had the same thing, but with a crest in the middle. Then from 77 to 2011, it was the green field. And then they went back to the red, black, and green fesses, which is a name for a horizontal band of colour. And then, the crescent moon and the star. So yeah, like most improved flag, if we count the green field as the most recently, like that's definitely a contender for most improved.
It's definitely a contender. I really like the flag of Libya. I actually hadn't seen it before I had started researching it this week. And when I saw it, when I thought that it had been the green field, I was like, oh wow, that's actually really beautiful.
Yeah.
Minnesota could also be a contender for most improved flag.
Okay, let's have a look at that. Oh, yeah, okay. In fact, I think I remember this from like CGP Gray's one, is because he does the whole
the US flags,
ranking the US state flags. Yeah, so it went from just the crest. Oh man, that's an optical migraine. That is.
Ugh. Yeah, disgusting. Oh, look at it! Look at all the things going on there. 1858. It's got
L'Étoile du Nord.
Oh, it's got a little purple boy riding a horse. It's got a musket and a guy with a what is that? A farming utensil. It's got mountains in the background with detailed trees. Oh, it's awful.
I mean, that reminds me a bit of the Liberian provincial flags.
Liberia. Oh yeah,
which we're going to explore in a little while.
Sure.
Right, although there's a nice little link here though, because so I'm looking at the new flag now, which that's a great design. But on the original coat of arms, you've got L'Étoile du Nord, which means...
I'm glad I let you pronounce it, because I would have just made a fool of myself.
I mean, I assume I'm doing it properly. I don't know, it sounds all right in my head.
L'Étoile du Nord? Yeah.
Yeah, which means...
Is it Toilet of the North?
Fucking hell. No, obviously it doesn't mean that. I'll give you a clue, okay? The flag that it is now, means... Oh, well, I assume that's what it means. Like, the new flag represents this.
Is it the Star of the North?
Yeah, it's the Star
Okay.
of the North,
Okay.
which, I mean, the new flag represents that pretty well. Yeah,
It
great.
does, yeah.
And actually, like, really nice choice of colours as well.
Yeah.
I like the contrast of the dark blue and the light blue.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Chelsea playing Man City. You have no idea what that means, do you?
I do, but wait. Yeah, you're right. Actually, Man City has a much lighter blue than Chelsea,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like sky blue.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, go
Before
on.
we move on, I had one more thing to show you. So this is a map of the world, and onto it, I have projected the color of the flag if the color is present, like the color that they've used in their national flag, if it's present. That doesn't make any sense in audio form, but hopefully you'll be watching the YouTube video that we have done and you'll be able to see what I'm saying. So if I select red, for instance, every
Yeah.
nation that has red in its flag, this is the color of that red, right?
Okay. Yep.
I think what's really interesting is red is used so often in national flags, simply
Yeah.
because of what we were talking about earlier about red being quite an inexpensive dye. But it's also quite interesting to see how varied the reds that are used are. Particularly the United States is a very
yeah.
purpley red. Extremely purpley.
It is. I never would have thought it was that sort of shade. But this goes back to what you're saying about the illusion of color.
And even like all of the nations of Europe, I mean, Britain is also quite purpley.
Right. The detail on this map is giving me like anxiety right now. Like that doesn't look like any country at all.
It's the UK.
I mean, I spent a long time getting my maps to look like really detailed. I mean, Ireland just looks like a fucking Dorito.
Okay, to be fair, this is not my mapping data. I got it
Okay.
from an open
Fine.
source. If we look at green, this is quite interesting. There are very few countries in Europe that use green on their flags, but so many countries in Africa use green.
Yeah. And in the Arab
And the Middle
world.
East, yeah.
Yeah.
And you might remember this from the book from, what's his name again?
Tim Marshall.
Tim Marshall. Green is a significant color in the Muslim world
Yeah.
because of, what is it? Did Muhammad wear green? Is that what it is?
Let's have a look before we start spreading
Saying things?
misinformation. Okay, so quick overview. Color green holds significant symbolism in Islam, embodying themes of paradise, purity, and prosperity. Yeah, so in the Quran, green is linked with paradisiacal imagery. So things about
paradisiacal.
yeah, whatever that's it. Yeah, things about paradise.
Okay, yeah.
So
that makes sense.
So you've got like this. So you've also got like the pan-Arab colors, which is green, black, red, and white.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I often get confused with a lot of the flags of like North Africa and the Middle East because they all look fairly. Well, they don't look facing, but like they all have the same sort of symbolism, the same colors, but in obviously very different sort of orders and designs.
They have a similar color palette.
Yes,
Is a good way of putting it.
Same with Africa as well, because again you've got Pan-African colours, which are then red, yellow, green, and black. Must be red, black, green, and gold or yellow. And again, like lots of the flags, like I think it's like Ghana, Cameroon, Senegal, like they're all sort of the same thing, but inverted colours.
Yes. Yeah. Blue doesn't tell much of an interesting story.
Yeah, it's just sort of like everywhere.
Although there's a huge grouping of blue flags in sub-Saharan Africa. South sub-Saharan Africa. Don't know if that's a coincidence or if it's something significant. But
I mean, the South African flag, I want to get onto that as well, because that's actually very interesting. And again, another contender for most improved flag.
yellows, very present in Africa. A bit in Asia and quite a lot in South America, but not really anywhere else in the rest of the world. It's quite interesting. And then, white everywhere. And then purple nowhere. Apart from
Dominica.
Yeah. So, that was it. That's what I wanted to show you. That was the work I've been doing this week.
That's great. I like that. Okay, so are you familiar with the previous flag of South Africa?
No, I'm not.
So I think most people will be familiar with the current flag of South Africa.
Oh, God.
Wait, what?
The old flag. It's horrible. It's awful.
Yeah. Okay. So the previous flag, used from 1928 to 1994, obviously when Nelson Mandela was elected president. Yeah, it's pretty bad. You've got one of the prominent things about it is the fact that it's like one of the only ones to have orange at the time, I believe, as like a prominent color. Obviously, I think I'm right in saying it's like the Prince of Orange, it's like the Dutch connection sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
In fact, interesting fact, this flag is obviously it's fine for us to look at it and stuff, but it's actually illegal, I'm pretty sure, to fly this flag in South Africa now.
Interesting.
Because it's like apartheid, pre-republic, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the flag's like in the middle. Now, there was a flag before this one as well, which was the red ensign. It basically looks like any other sort of like British colonial flag, but it's red field with the UK flag in the canton.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Okay. So obviously 1928 comes around. I'm imagining like they're sort of like, right, we need to have a new flag because we're sort of independent now. Yeah, so South Africa got like autonomy basically in like the 1920s. So like, right, we need a new flag. But they were saying, right, well, we still want like the British thing, but then like the Dutch like Afrikaners are like, no, we don't want that at all. We want a new flag. So they did like it's basically a compromise. So they did like the colours of, is it the House of Nassau? The Prinsen flag, which is a tricolour Dutch flag. Okay, it's like an old Dutch flag. And then you've also then got the miniature versions of the Union Jack. You've got the Orange Free State, which was like the Boer nation, I think. And then the South African Republic, which was also like a previous nation. So it's basically trying to represent like the British and the Boers, but obviously not the not the native Africans at all, really, which was an overarching theme of the entire place for a while.
I suppose it was. Yeah.
Yeah, which is why the flag is now banned. Again, it's a similar sort of thing to the swastika. It's like you can use it for like educational reasons and anything like that, but you're not supposed to fly it at all. But the thing is, like, it's just so horrible to look at.
Yeah, it is. It's awful.
I mean, like the flag in the middle is supposed to be horizontal, but it's just been they've used the vertical version for some reason.
Almost the worst thing about that is that the vertical flag in the middle also has a flag within that flag. So it's a flag.
It's flagception.
It is. It's flagception. You've got a flag that has 3 flags within it, and within one of those flags is another flag. Is that the worst example of having flags within flags ever?
It could be. Well, let's have a look. The Orange Free State flag. Yeah, it does. It's a Dutch flag in the canton. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you're right.
Awful. I mean, I don't know if that's in the rules of vexillology, if it says your flag shouldn't have another fucking flag in it, but it should be. That should be one of the rules. You shouldn't have another flag in your flag to tell others what your flag is. It's just...
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I thought that actually there were a lot more flags that have the Union Jack currently.
Yeah.
Just because of all the places that have had it in the past. But I think it's only 4. There's like 4 national flags that have it.
New Zealand, Australia, Fiji.
Yes. And I think the other one is Nauru.
Huh.
Or is it the Cook Islands? I think they're probably part of New Zealand anyway. But there's not many anyway. Like there used to be obviously hundreds. The Union flag has probably appeared on more flags of other places than anyone ever, really.
And it's such a complicated flag. It's such a busy flag to put in another flag. It's,
that's the other thing. So, right. The thing is, when people design flags, much like a coat of arms, you have to give it a blazon, right? Have you heard of a blazon?
No.
So a blazon is literally a description of the flag in words. Because imagine before you had encyclopedias, before you had obviously like design software and stuff, people had to know what the flag was and they had to have some kind of instruction on how to make it. Something to make it like sort of official, So in heraldry, you'd say stuff like a field of ore, and ore means gold, right? A field ore, that just means like you've got something that's yellow. And then upon that, a lion rampant, which means like a lion standing up. I'm looking at the flag of Flanders, okay?
Okay, let me pull this up. Okay, yeah, I know this flag. I actually really like this flag, the Flanders flag.
Yeah, I really like it as well. But the thing is, though, it is quite complicated. But this is where the whole thing about the blazon comes in. So the blazon for this flag will be something like a field ore, which means gold, a lion rampant. What's the colour for black? Hang on.
Well, they wouldn't say black. Would they say pitch?
So in heraldry, it's like everything comes from, I think it's like a Latin base sort of thing, like or Old French or something. Right, sable. Okay, so let's try that again. So a field ore, which means gold, a lion rampant, sable, tinctured in argent, which means silver. But actually what you're really looking at is white. It's basically like silver is like sort of like white. And then you'd have to say like tipped with gules, which is red. Okay. I keep forgetting these terms. There's a proper one. Well, it doesn't really matter. But basically, like, you describe it as like a yellow field, a black lion standing up with one paw raised, with red tongue and red fingernails. Okay, red claws. And with that description, you would then be able to recreate this flag. But everyone would have like a slightly different interpretation of what that actually meant.
Yes.
So like, so you'd still have a black lion that was standing up, but it would look a bit different to the other ones, okay? The most sort of obvious example of this, I'm going to show you a photo now. Let me just get it up. Okay, so what is that?
That is a really poorly drawn lion with a crown next to a unicorn.
Right.
Is that the Scottish crest?
Well, in a way, right. That is what's on front of your passport.
Oh, I see. Oh, oh, wait, let me look at my passport right now. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. It is.
Obviously, it's another. Well, the thing is, you say it's terrible. It's an interpretation of the UK coat of arms. Okay, technically, that is. Well, it's pretty much the same coat of arms as what we have on our passports today. There's a few stylistic changes. I think like the precise style of the crown has changed. But basically, that's just like someone's drawing of the blazon, because the blazon says you need, a lion on this side, a unicorn on this side, blah, blah, blah. It's like a big long paragraph of what the coat of arms actually is. Obviously today, usually it's a case where we have like standardized designs for stuff and they get tweaked based on whatever they have, right?
Yeah.
Now, there's a blazon for the Union Jack or the Union flag. And by the way, the Union Jack is a correct term for the flag.
I know.
So if anyone's like, oh no, it's only a Union Jack when you fly it from a boat or whatever, like that's not a thing, okay?
I know. I've heard that it's a myth. I feel like the fact that it's a myth will soon become a myth and it will wrap around.
It's like, people actually thought that? Okay. In fact, on the Wikipedia page for you can see like the 1801 blazon. So Azure Field, Cross Saltire, St Andrew and St Patrick. But basically, there's like a step-by-step guide on how to do it, like based on the description. But imagine you're trying to make a flag back in the 1700s, the 1800s, and it's like, okay, well, I sort of know what the flag should look like, but I am just like, let's say you're a sailor. Now, sailors have to know how to sew because they have to repair sails and things like that, but they're not necessarily gifted at design, right?
Okay.
So you would get, and this flag is the version without the St. Patrick's Cross. This is like pre-1801. Let me... Right, when you see this, you'll know exactly what I mean. This is someone trying to recreate the Union flag for a ship, okay? In fact, this was flown on the HMS Queen Charlotte, the Royal Navy flagship, in 1794. Okay.
Hit me.
And the thing is, like, obviously, it's funny to us because we know what the flag should look like. You know, we've seen it all the time, whatever else. But like back here, it's like that. It just wasn't as standardized. So that was a perfectly acceptable like representation of the flag.
Okay.
Because it does what it says. There's a red cross, okay? It's fimbriated in white, which means it's got a white border around the red. Admittedly, the St. Andrews bit doesn't quite look right, but it is, it's like, you know sort of what you're looking at, don't you? And if you're French, you're looking at that, it's like, oh shit, that's a British ship. That's what it's like, oh yes, but look at their flag. It's look at the lines on the flag. That cannot be. They are surely a spy. They are Danish. Look, it's one of their Spanish allies pretending to be British. No self-respecting British sailor would have a flag that was as shit as that.
Oh, jeez. Okay. This is really interesting, though. I never really thought about this. That it would have been hard to.
And I mean, like, and again, this is the whole point about complicated flags, is why you shouldn't have them. Because, if you've got a simple flag, well, anyone can recreate it, So actually, the English flag, even though I did say it's a bit uninspiring, is fairly easy to make. And then the same.
Although, I suppose, in the times of the Union Jack that you just sent me after 1708, 1707, that flag would have been encountered by French sailors who were flying one of the most complicated flags in Europe to describe to someone. Surely you got the white field with all these little golden crosses, little golden kites all over there. Kind of looks like a big, like, if you zoomed in really far on garlic bread, that's what I imagine. Like this really nice looking, like crusty golden kites with like a fleur-de-lis in the middle.
So you're talking about what, like pre-revolutionary France, basically?
Pre-revolutionary France flag. It kind of, I don't know why I described it as garlic bread.
Yeah, I mean, right, the word you're looking for, it's got fleur-de-lis on it.
Yeah.
You know fleur-de-lis?
Yeah, the fleur-de-lis. Yeah.
Interestingly, fleur-de-lis still appear in the coat of arms of the UK, in fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Very, very small. I think there's like a decoration in the unicorn's crown. The coronet, it's like a necklace, basically. But yes, there's still some French imagery on the UK coat of arms. And obviously, it's got the old French mottos as well. But yeah.
Okay.
What were you going to say? What were you going to say?
I wasn't going to say anything other than I found the flag now, the one with the white field and a bunch of fleur-de-lis on it, and I still think that from a distance, it looks delicious. I would eat this flag.
Oh god!
I don't know why. It's like the colours kind of look. It kind of looks like bread. It's
yeah. I mean, I guess.
I don't know.
Oh, I was going to talk about cool origin stories. So, I think like the best origin story for a flag is Austria. So the modern Austrian flag, which I'm sure you know or see in places.
The red, white, and red.
Yes. Now, on the surface, that might not sound like a very interesting flag. Okay. But, it's fairly recognizable. Red, white, red. Now, the story about this is that there was a particular general or leader. Let me just get the details up, in fact, because, again, I want to say something that's wrong. And again, this is like a legend. It's like a semi-legend, I think. Duke Leopold V of Austria. Okay. This was in the 13th century, I think. Involved in the siege of Acre in the Middle East.
Wait, isn't it pronounced Acre?
Acre, whatever it is. I haven't played Assassin's Creed in a while. So apparently, after the battle, he was wearing a white coat, and he fought so viciously that it became drenched in blood, from whoever he killed, and he went back to camp and he's just head to toe in red. He's just covered in blood. But then he took off his belt. He had one of his wide belts on, and the cloth beneath that was still white. So everyone's like, "Oh, well, that looks cool." So, But the thing is, like, that's actually really, like, good image. It's like, beneath the bloodshed there is peace or whatever. So yeah, it's supposed. Well, again, it's a legend, and who's ever going to know for definite, But that'd be cool if it was, It's like it's the red is the bloodshed and the white is whatever was left behind.
Yeah. Wait. So how does that? Because Austria didn't get that flag until what year? Sometime in the 19th century, was it?
Let's have a look.
Definitely during the Napoleon War.
The Napoleon War.
No, I'm saying the Napoleonic War. During the Napoleonic War, they were using that gold and white and black flag, right?
Yeah, so I mean, the thing is, similar to Germany, like Austria, I imagine has gone through like various different chapters of its political history, because it was like part of certain parts of Austria. I'm pretty sure were part of the Holy Roman Empire, and then they made like their own empire and all that sort of stuff. Right. Apparently, the first recorded use was in 1230.
Oh wow! Okay,
and it was adopted in 1945 after the Second World War.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
okay.
Actually, it was adopted on the 1st of May 1945. So actually, while the war was still technically going on.
Wait, so what flag were they using during the Second World War?
Ah, that's an interesting question. One which I think I might have an answer for. My first answer would be that surely it was under the same flag as Germany. Let me just have a look. So,
yeah.
Right, Austria as it exists now. Right, the Second Republic of Austria began on the 27th of April 1945. Like the last days of the Second World War. Like Hitler was still alive at that point, I think. He died like 3 days later. The Anschluss Österreichs, I think. Mm-hmm. Does that sound about right? Mm-hmm. Which was like the unification of Germany and Austria. But yeah, so essentially it was annexed into Nazi Germany. So they would have used the swastika, I suppose.
So what about before, like in 1938?
Yeah, so I imagine they would have used the black and yellow, which was the
Habsburg.
Yeah. Hang on. Right, the federal state of Austria from 1934 to 38 used basically what it looks like now, but you've also got a crest in the middle, like a double-headed eagle.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Which was preceded by the First Republic of Austria, which had the current flag. So actually, they've used the flag since 1919.
So after the First World War?
No, 1918. Yeah, and before that, it was essentially, and again, this is where it gets complicated because it's like various different sort of states coming into different unions and stuff. But I think before that, it was the yellow and black. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think I've gone through all of my notes.
This is everything you wanted to talk to me about?
I think so.
Can I go now?
You should have, mate, if you wanted to leave, you should have said.